It's a day of celebration in Aotearoa. While we wish the Queen a happy birthday, we're also celebrating an opening win for the Jets last night at the Stockyard. No mai hara mai, hello and welcome to Monday action in the Cells NBL, proudly presented by GJ Gardner Homes. Great to have you with us. Justin Nelson here, and sitting right alongside me, ready to go and rip into it once again, is Casey Frank. It's been a massive round 6.
It's been a huge week of basketball, and a lot of surprises have been dialed up. We're here on Monday wondering if one more surprise might get tuned in.
Well, you saw the Jets.
I did see the Jets.
Got the opening win of the season. You never know.
It was nice to see them play, and they're much improved from the team we saw early in the season, but do they have enough to topple the table toppers? That is the question.
Well, speaking of tables and table toppers, let's have a look at the ladder as it stands. Last game coming up in round 6 of the Cells NBL. Look at the Tuatara. They're the top dogs right now, up on top. Good win over the Hawks on Saturday. The Jets get a win last night. The Saints with a big win as well against the Airs.
That's the most desperate the Saints have ever had in a game against the Taranaki Airs, and they went really hard to fight it. But how about those Nelson Giants closing their road trip with 3 straight wins and vaulting themselves all the way up to second on the table?
Yeah, looking very good, Mike Fitchett and the Giants. Games coming up. Of course, this is the last one for round 6. We look ahead to round 7. Thursday night, the Sharks have a massive double. They take on the Hawks, then they're off to the capital to play the Saints on Saturday night. It's a make-or-break weekend for the Sharks.
Desperate times for the Sharks. Not where they want to be, and they have to find some real improvement in a short amount of time. Things haven't gone where they've been, but they still have time to get it done.
Jet starters for this one this afternoon, and they're up and about after that win less than 24 hours ago. Crawford, Bahanan, Salmon, Momosia and Najdawi. Let's catch up with Coach Natu Tafale. He's with Casey Frank now.
Well, coming off a fantastic win yesterday, but there's no rest for the wicked. Got right back into it. And today, faced with the prospect of Chris Johnson, how do you slow down one of the most premier scorers in the competition, not to mention his defense?
Well, you can't slow him down. He's potentially the most valuable player in the league at the moment, and we feel we match up well with him. All we can do is sort of negate his effectiveness on the offensive end and try and limit his touches. I feel we match up well with him, but again, you know, he can score from the outside, he can score from the inside, and plus he can pass the ball. So a tough challenge for our big guys today.
Definitely is, but you guys were up to the challenge yesterday, especially in the second half, where you did a better job of taking care of the basketball than you have all season. Up to one point, there was 3 turnovers in the second half. How can you replicate that against one of the league's best defenses?
Yeah, it's been one of our challenges this year in terms of taking care of the ball. We've been talking about that all the time. Take care of the ball, limit our turnovers. I guess for us, it's just a switch on mentally. It's a work in progress. So hopefully after last night, we've addressed that this morning. Well, we just expect that the guys will be a little bit better in handling the ball today.
Ever better. Thanks for the time, Coach. Appreciate it.
Well, Shane Temmeter has been a big part of the Jets so far this season and in past seasons. He's coming off the bench this season, Casey, and doing extremely well in that 6-man role, playing 30 minutes a game.
And certainly yesterday in their first inaugural win of the season, his influence off the bench was impressive. He was able to really give them some scoring punch when the starting lineup was lacking it. He came out, and I think what's most impressive, the way he's changed his game to become more of a perimeter shooter than the interior player is when he first got up on our shores.
Going at 20 points a game, Shane Temmeter, keep an eye on him. Let's have a look at the Tuatara starters for this one this afternoon. Russo, Nance and Schneider in the backcourt. Johnson and Lowe, the tall timber, and Tucky Farrington. How good has he been this season?
I love the way he's played. He's really improved defensively, and I think he's got a real future as he continues to improve his young career.
Well, you caught up with Coach Aaron Young just a short time ago. Here's his thoughts.
Here with Coach Aaron Young, and sitting on top of the table, it gets a little bit easier after the game on the road against the Hawks. How do you get your squad pumped up for a team that just found its first win this week?
I think any team that's coming off a win is going to have some confidence, and you know, with the Jets, you know, they got the monkey off their back last night. You know, they were searching for that win. Now that they've got it, they're probably going to play with a lot more freedom. They're already a pretty free-flowing team, but they're going to play with even more freedom in terms of their personnel. So we just got to expect that. We got to set the tone defensively with our intensity and get, just come at them wave after wave.
One of those waves is sure to come in the form of Silas Schneider, who's really picked up his form as of late, was huge in that win against the Hawke's Bay. How do you see him fitting into this team, especially now and moving forward?
I think for him it's just a really good balance of offensive facilitating and also being aggressive. He's got a great change of pace to him. So just understanding, like on Friday, we just needed him to be a good facilitator. He did that, but he also scored. So just being that balanced attack for us is always going to be important.
Balance is always the key. Thanks for your time, Coach.
Well, how about that man right there, Casey? Chris Johnson, star of the Cells NBL, scoring, rebounding, blocking, 7 blocks up against the Hawks on Saturday night. You saw that game. What a power.
Fantastic influence on the defensive end, and of those 7 blocks, he had another 7 shots at least affected in a game that wasn't that far apart. That is the kind of defensive influence that really garners you victories.
Everyone's dressed up on Queen's birthday. Let's have a look at the head-to-head. And, well, you'd probably expect this. Team up the top, team down the bottom, although second chance points, rebounding, fairly evenly split.
Look, the Jets are hustling. They're out there and they're working as hard as they possibly can. Now, they haven't gotten the results they had, but the work rate hasn't really suffered it. They can pick up the level of execution to what it needs to be. They can improve those points for. They can lock down defensively, but a very difficult task against the top team in the league.
Let's have a look at the officials for this one. There has been a late replacement. I think we had Tim Brown down originally, but of course he strained a calf last night at the Stockyard. We hope you're well, Tim. You'll be watching on, no doubt, from home. Ryan Jones, Callum Welsh and Sharon Martin are the officials for this one this afternoon.
Tim's got to be careful. When the calf went, that's when I knew my career was on the outs. It gets all the old men.
As soon as I saw him stretch for that calf last night, I thought, here we go.
That's a wrap.
What are your thoughts here, Casey? The Jets up against it, but they do come in with a win.
We'll know early what they can do. If they're taking care of the basketball and playing an up and down pace, they have a chance. If Auckland is dominating the rebounding game and taking the ball away from them, it's going to be a long night for the Jets.
Here we go, underway, Queen's birthday, holiday action in the Cells NBL, proudly presented by GJ Gardner Homes. Strap yourselves in and enjoy this one. Here's CJ with an early touch on Bohannon. Usually loves that short corner.
Right, he loves the fadeaway, the baseline. He's letting the defenders off the hook just a little bit, but you can do that when you're as skilled offensively as he is.
Schneider's got the job on Crawford. Momosia. Here's Bohannon, 15 rebounds a game, number 1 in the league. Najdawi around Johnson, block number 1.
You got to be very aware of the shot fake if CJ's guarding you. Got one there.
Schneider back the other way, he gets the opening points of the game.
And Schneider has really improved. It looks just like he's feeling more comfortable as a few weeks in. He is certainly fitting into this offense nicely for Coach Aaron Young.
Here he is again. Nearly getting the strip there, the Schneider man.
And we see how the Tuatara scored on that transition bucket. Their first attempt at it. They are deadly off the rebound, and they controlled so well. Those wings do have a chance to sneak out and really take advantage of the transition game.
Here's Bohannon. Crawford now. Schneider right there with him. Crawford over the top. Needs to fire early. That's what the Jets wanted, and that's what they've just had.
It's a good second possession. Got the ball to where they wanted, but I would like to see the ball go through more hands for the Jets, putting a lot of pressure on the finisher there.
2 apiece. Rob Lowe. What a season he's had. Farronson over Bohannon.
Oh, Bohannon does well to contest without fouling, something that has plagued him at times this season.
He's got the most electric kicks in the competition.
He definitely looked up the colors of the Jets before he got on the plane, that's for sure.
Najdawi just held it up there to Bohannon. Rob Lowe in front of him. He'll go over the top. Deep shot, in and out.
Bohannon really likes that mid-range game. He's either doing that or passing from that spot.
Schneider with a deep 2 attempt.
And not a lot of moving the ball around. Every time the Tuatara move the ball around a few times, they find success.
Najdawi from the corner. Interesting shot from deep.
Yeah, they've been letting it fly lately, but the percentage hasn't caught up with the confidence in taking the shots just yet.
Two apiece early on the back cut. Dante Russo-Nance, opening points for the kid.
And there's Rob Lowe as a facilitator from the wing, averaging 5 assists a game, or at least he was coming into the week. Nice to see him deliver to the young fella. Russo-Nance there.
Russo-Nance, one of all 5 starters that are in double-digit scoring for the Tuatara this season. Quite a powerful lineup, and that's evidenced by their 6-1 start. There's Russo-Nance on the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay.
And Chris Johnson is perplexed that he was involved in that foul call, as Paif Momiasia's hustle is rewarded.
Njdawi kept out of it by Johnson. Momosia drops it off. Bohannon nowhere to go, but over the top of an outstretched Rob Lowe, and that's tough.
That is tough, but that's his game. He's a more of a finesse guy, as we see the miscue on the turnover there.
Jets will get the ball.
But yeah, John Bohannon, he's a tall guy. He's up there about 6'10", right in the same range as Chris Johnson and Rob Lowe, but he's not really trying to muscle guys out and get to the cup. He wants to force the defenders off with a little jab step and create room for that jump stop and that fadeaway.
Chris McIntosh in early here. Goes to Momosia. Young man, Paif Momosia, just under 5 assists a game. Learning the craft.
Really like the way he's adjusted to that point guard spot with not a lot of knowledge of forethought beforehand.
Young Klein Salmon on the drive there. There's a foul.
Saw Bohannon underneath with the push on Rob Lowe as he was trying to corral the rebound. And early sub for McIntosh. I just think it's about the Auckland Tuatara getting more involved offensively. They got to play with a little bit of pace and precision here.
Here's Chris Johnson, magic pass inside to McIntosh, who puts his hand up, and I think he almost said, I didn't see that one coming.
It used to drive me insane when a guard would cut without reason. You're not cutting just to cut, you're cutting to score. And with passers at the big spots as talented as Johnson and Lowe, every cut by these guards has to be a scoring cut with your eyes on a swivel. Opportunity
missed there for the Tuatara. Scoring has been hard to come by early in this one. Momosia now, Njdawi, can he get around Johnson? It's a tough gig.
Well, they're continuing to attack on the interior. It looks like they want to get the bigs in foul trouble, but not converting at a great yet.
Just a little bit of a misreading there between the Twin Towers. They point to each other.
Well, this is always a worry when you play a team that, on paper, you're more talented than. You can come into it a little overconfident, a little sloppy, and that's what we're seeing. The Jets haven't yet taken advantage, but if they keep up their work rate, they can start to.
Some early turnovers both ways. Here's Crawford on Schneider, out to Njdawi again. It's an awkward-looking shot from deep.
A little bit of knuckleball when he lets it fly.
Schneider flicks it out to McIntosh, loves a triple. Big Bohannon with another rebound. He puts the ball on the floor and away he comes.
He's happy to take it out and start the break.
In the corner.
And that's how valuable it is when a big man can start that break. Let the shooters get down the court and become threats.
Young man Klein Salmon, great finish. Tucky Farrenson on the back cut. There's a foul behind that. Here's the GJ Gardner replay.
And just a quick push in transition, passing that ball with purpose before the defense gets set. A lovely opportunity for a team that, up to this point in the season, has struggled from the three-point line. As Dan Fotu checks into the game for the Tuatara.
Here's Schneider, brings it back out. Now goes searching, has it knocked away by Crawford. Good steal, gave him way too much of a look at the ball.
Crawford is active defensively, has long arms and quickness to go with it.
Well, we know he can get going as well. We saw that against the Saints last week. He has been inconsistent though, Crawford. He'll want a big start here. The pass to Bohannon somehow found the big fella, and he finished on the left.
Hey, they get to their best basketball out of the action late in the clock. Makes me question why they don't start some of their possessions with that same action.
Here's Farrenson, pulls up, tries to dump it in down.
Tuatara are perplexed right now. They do not know what is going on. They are not executing anywhere close to what they're capable of, as we see a beautiful example of execution by the Jets that puts them up 3. Manawatu got 2 wins in a row on their minds right now.
Well, there's no doubt about that. They've come out with a purpose. If they can head home with a Northern double, gee, party time in Palmy North.
Well, I tell you, a lot of people are thinking this season, yes, Manawatu isn't exactly where they want to be talent-wise, but they've got the talent to sneak up on some teams. I don't think anybody thought it was going to be on the road. They've already got 1. Now they're looking for 2. They're playing really good basketball right now. They're taking care of the basketball. They haven't been great making the shots, but for them, I don't think that's as important. They just don't want to give away possession. If they can hold on to it, not turn it over, they can stay in this game for a long time.
Tell you what we didn't see coming in the opening 5.5 minutes of this game, Casey, was 5 turnovers to the team sitting on top of the table, 6-1.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate level of execution for Coach Aaron Young, and he should be disappointed. They're being really lackadaisical with the basketball. They're making it's an easy game for them if they could just get to the mismatch somewhere, if they could get the ball into that high-low. But right now, the pressure of the Jets affecting it. But for the most part, these look like self-inflicted wounds. And
they're probably a little bit fortunate because the Jets lead this one by 3, and they've shot at 27%.
It's very fortunate. If the Jets could execute just a little bit better, they could have a much greater lead.
Will we see Palmy North change their name midweek to Party North? Well, well, well.
Crawford feeling good early, uses his physicality to create some space off Schneider. Gets his foot on the line for the deep 2.
Did you get that, by the way, Palmy North?
I got it. It was solid.
Okay, all right. Good.
I mean, I don't count my parties until they've started.
4-2 inside. Good defense by big John Bohannon.
Fotu created a lot of the contact, but Bohannon didn't have the straight arm, so pretty fortunate not to get the foul. 3
rebounds in the game already to the league's #1 man, John Bohannon. Najdawi wants to go in the Bohannon direction now.
And you see how Rob Lowe sags all the way down.
Crawford active over low, good looking shot, back of the iron. They're out by 5 though. Been a good start from the Jets. Cock a hoop after that win at the Stockyard last night, much better inside. Rob Lowe will finish as he does.
Well, we saw some patience on the offensive end that time, had an early switch out of the on ball. McIntosh tried to take advantage, but the strong low cut and the swinging of the ball to Dan Fotu opened that high-low passing angle. Patient Rob Lowe in the post gets the foul, and that's more of the offense we expected from this Tuatara squad.
First shot of the game for Rob Lowe is a make, going at just under 18 points, 11.5 rebounds, 5 assists per game. Field goal percentage of 60%. I will need to look up the free throw resent from the Racine line after that for Rob Lowe.
Normally pretty good, but Rob Lowe, what's been impressive about his season statistically is he is just letting the game come to him. He's not hunting anything, finding it all within the offense.
Here's Bohannon back to the basket. Rob Lowe just 1 or 2 swipes, looking to put some pressure on. And the pressure was enough in the end.
Really physical defense in there without fouling, forcing him off his platform on that hook shot.
Low scoring contest. Both teams struggling at the offensive end at the moment. Here's Rob Lowe, ball on the floor, classic Rob Lowe stuff.
The fake handoff, that play is perfected in many an hour of tall black training, and he knew that Bohannon was relaxing defensively, got to the cup quick.
Here's Crawford, again up and over, maybe just caught one down the arm there.
Oh, it looked like from this angle the hand was on top of the ball, but might have been some forearm as well. And Crawford is finding some space in that mid-range. He is a lanky 2-guard. I believe he's listed at 6'6". Not sure he's quite that tall, but he's about 6'8" and a half.
Have a look at these fans. They've been given the royal treatment this afternoon.
Normally, wouldn't the Thrones be on center court? Come on, Tuatara.
Nice.
Putting them
down
deep
in the corner.
Putting the king and queen in the deep corner. What's going on here?
I think the only other option was our seats.
Well, those certainly aren't for royalty.
Crawford splits the pair from the Racine line. The Jets lead it by 2. It's a tough gig here this afternoon. Johnson, this will open things up. Does he get the roll? He does. CJ.
Well, when you're already that good and you're getting rolls like that, you know things have been nice. He must have done his work during the week to get some work done like that in the Queen's birthday.
First points in the game for Chris Johnson this afternoon, and there's Crawford again with a long two.
Everything is running through Crawford right now. It looks like the Jets see a real advantage in him trying to score on the defensive abilities of the Tuatara.
7 in the game for Crawford. Back the other way. Johnson comes up short.
Oh, Bohannon stuck in an extra rebound there. You can see why he's averaging 15 plus.
Well, that one just fell in his lap. He'll fire from deep. No, he won't. He'll get Johnson off the floor. He almost hit the rafters then, Johnson. There's Bohannon inside.
John Bohannon has a really deceptive shot fake, and he used it extremely well there. Always looking to facilitate. He gets rewarded by his teammates looking for him.
Pass. It's a hard one. Fotu does well to pick it up inside, but misses the opportunity.
The Jets playing with a lot of confidence.
Temeda loves a triple. One of the best long-range shooting forwards in the Cells NBL. Farronson back the other way. Shot for shot at the moment, and Tucky comes up with a big one.
Lovely little steadying dribble behind the back to find his balance, get himself squared up for that triple. Would like to see the Tuatara make the defense of the Jets work a bit more here in the first half. 14
points a game in season 22, Tucky Farronson. Crawford's been involved in everything early. Tukaha Cooper goes over the top. Goes searching in the end.
Yeah, they can find a better shot than that, just need a bit more work.
Iuli, Fotu, dribbles into Bohannon. And in the end, probably made it harder for himself.
Not dead, Fotu's day. Great move, couldn't get the kiss off the glass. His opportunity's coming though. He's made some nice looks in there, just haven't converted.
Dying seconds of the first quarter. Offensive foul in the end called against Crawford, and I think the call was he was holding the arm.
And these are the turnovers that absolutely killed the Jets. Working down, only a 4-second differential between the shot and game clocks.
Well, you don't often see that when the defender reaches and the offensive player grabs the arm to get it out of the way, but maybe just got a little bit of motion out of holding him back to go past him, and that's when the call came in.
My attempts at deciphering some of the refs' calls tend to get some of the officials upset, so I'll let it alone.
Here's 4-2, a late basket maybe. Sends it out, Iuli, deep three.
Ooh!
Johnson! Oh my!
Shot does not count, but it counts on the highlight reel.
Take it back. Give it to him, please. Have a look at this on the GJ Gardner Holmes replay. Here he comes. Whack. Wow. He's been fouled, by the way. It counted. It's counted. He's going to the line for a bonus.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
I did not think he got that off before the shot clock went off, but what a fantastic finish, and one.
That is the highlight of the season. Chris Johnson, quarter time.
Chin-ups.
Man, we're going to be talking about that for the next minute and a half. It gives the Tuatara the lead. They're out by 2. Quarter time. Cells NBL back after this.
Come on.
Welcome back to Eventfinda, and at quarter time, Tuatara lead this one 16-14. And how about that Chris Johnson putback at the end of the first quarter? Take a look at this on the GJ Gardner Holmes replay.
Time. Look at that, perfectly timed. Oh, that is right about on the shot clock. That is fantastic. What an effort from Chris Johnson. Living in the clouds, man.
Oh, got us all up out of our seat. Casey Frank got his hops back after that. Turnover early, foul.
You misspelled hope.
Well, definitely one of the biggest and best highlights we've seen in round 6, maybe for the season.
And a dunk like that, I tell you what, I like to call that a soul snatcher. And all the good work that Manawatu did in the first quarter, they were even up to the last second of the quarter, might have been undone with a play like that that just really demoralizes you and lets you know how good the opponent you're playing against is.
Robert Crawford, 7 points in the opening quarter for the Jets. What have you made of his game so far, Casey?
Deliberate, but they're running everything through him. They must think they have an advantage against the guards of the Tuatara.
Russo Nance just slipped over his own feet there in the end.
Yeah, he's looking slightly out of sorts today. Hasn't found a lot of freedom to work with the basketball, and the physicality that we saw the Jets defend the Bulls with just yesterday has come back, and they're doing a pretty solid job of harassing the opposition.
Just the 2 points in the game. Robertson, tough
good
shot
block
from there.
Dan Fotu getting a hand on it with the left. Unbelievable timing.
Here is 4-2 for 3 and out.
Nick Barrow almost takes out a knee. The slip.
Cooper to Robinson, some young guns getting some burn here for the Jets. Shot was off by Nathaniel Salmon.
But the process was good. Nothing wrong with missing a shot, even if it's an air ball, if you get to it the right way.
Take Mijdawi off the floor at the moment, and the average age here for the Jets is extremely low. Here's Johnson short on the iron. Rebound was big by 4-2. Inside, Johnson has got the height, has got the power, sends it back outside. Iuli now. And in the end, it falls to Russo Nance. And as you said, just struggling a little bit at the moment.
Yeah, not getting open looks. The defenders are sticking with him as Tukaha Cooper lets it fly and doesn't get the roll.
Be a foul on
Barrow.
Nick Barrow. What are the odds? Tangling up underneath.
I'm sure I've told this story before, but one of my favorite memories about playing with Nick Barrow is every time that he first guards an import, and after about 5 possessions, that import just looking at him and thinking, like, how is he doing this to me? Where is all this heaviness coming from?
Well, if there was a list of the top 3 tanglers in the Cells NBL, Nick Barrow's certainly amongst them. You know you've played a game of basketball when you've gone up against the Tuatara number 15. Mijdawi dumps it in underneath. Tamara tries to find some space. Block number 2 for Chris Johnson.
And that went off the underside of the standard, so that counts as the out of bounds. GJ Gardner sign gets hit there.
One less for the afternoon for GJ Gardner Holmes.
Look at the shot blocking ability of Johnson. He is just makes it look so easy. Second block of the day already. I've got him for about 5, I think.
Well, he had 7 against the Hawks the other night. Rob Lowe fires from deep. When did the message, or did the message go out to the Hawks to stop driving on him?
Well, personally, I don't think he can ever stop driving on a shot blocker. The key is to get your body into his body so he can't block it. You know, if you play to those strengths, that plays to the strengths of the defense. But if you can negate that skill by taking out his legs, that's when you get success to try driving against those kind of players.
Here's Mijdawi going from deep and making from deep. Shane Temida, well, we know what he can do from a long way out.
Quick trigger too, well defended. It didn't matter as he hit it.
Important points there from the Jets. Rob Lowe surrounded by white singlets. Fotu dumps it off for big Rob Lowe.
Well, I love the way Dan Fotu's playing right now. He's not really successful offensively, but he is really making his impact on the game with his rebounding, his passing, and his defense. Love the way you see that.
Temida pulls up. Mijdawi keeps it alive. Second chance here on this play. He goes from deep again.
Look at that contest. That might have been a piece.
I reckon it was. Hand on the ball from Johnson.
Let's give him block number 3 on that one.
4-2 now. He's been helping out plenty of others. Can't land a blow from range. Yeah, mark that one down.
He is able to get a rebound out of his cylinder because of his length. Impressive possession gain there.
And he wears a foul, CJ, and he's off to the Racine line to have a look at a couple.
Chris Johnson was walking back quickly to see the man who fouled him afterwards, but Najdawi just turned his back like it's a level play. Najdawi, oh, and no foul on the shot, so we are going to the baseline. Possession back to the Tuatara.
I thought Chris Johnson had certainly done enough there to head to the coloured stripe.
I think he thought the same.
He was standing there waiting for it for quite some time. Here's the Schneider man. Lays it off for Johnson.
Good contest by Bohannon there.
And in the end, the contest was there from Chris McIntosh, but called for a foul.
I thought he had quite a lot of basketball there for a foul to be called.
So did he.
That's looked like the ball was there for the taking, and he just did what he's supposed to. Schneider should really try and pressure Tukaha Cooper here.
Holiday Monday action. Let him go in the end. Najdawi inside, Johnson over the top.
Block number 4.
Just keeps stacking them up. Number 1 shot blocker in the competition. Averages 3, he's passed that already.
No. Might just have to call Chris Johnson the Eclipse, because not even daylight is getting out of this guy right now. Nothing is getting by him. It is ridiculous.
Is that on a list somewhere? Have you written that down?
No, that's off the top of the head, because he is inspiring me.
I like that. Here's Schneider. Such a tight tussle at the moment. Pulls up, and that's a sweet shot from Silas Schneider.
I think as the more I see of his game, that's what he really likes to get to, is that mid-range, creating a bit of space with the physicality of the shoulder and pulling up for that 15, 16-footer. He looks really comfortable there.
Found a little bit of form against the Hawks a couple of days ago. Corner ball,
another block.
Najdawi.
Oh, I thought he got a piece. He did not.
He's had a few looks from outside. Zane Najdawi has missed all 3 attempts so far. Farrenson round the Rob Lowe screen, gets some space. Najdawi with the rebound. Back come the Jets. They're within 3. Tight game. Loose ball here, picked off. Farrenson, good defense. Schneider, Bohannon in front of him, floats it over.
Ooh,
tricky. Don't even think John Bohannon saw that coming.
Yeah, a little bit surprising on that one, but that's a good way to get over a shot blocker.
Here he is, Bohannon from about a metre outside, back of the iron. Momosia up strong.
Work rate for Momosia very solid as the Manawatu Jets take a timeout to discuss this offensive possession. Things have been stagnant for them. I like this timeout by Natu Tafale to just get his troops settled, get a big possession here, you get a bucket right back to a 1-point game, sets the tone for the remainder of the second quarter.
Well, we've gone 15 minutes, Case, and at the moment, we could be looking at subpar 50-point game.
I had the same thought with this Jet squad yesterday, but they have flurries of transition games where they also let the opposition get to it. Neither team is executing and converting anywhere where they need to be. We've got the Tuatara only shooting 35% from the field right now, and conversely, the Jets shooting 30. So neither team getting it done. Not much better from the three-point line, where the Jets are sitting at 2 for 9 at 22%. Then we've got the Tuatara, not much better at 2 for, actually a little bit worse, 2 for 10, 20.
Has this just got a sleepy holiday Monday feel about it out on court, or what's going on?
I've always, as a player, I always found the strange time tip-off a little bit difficult to adjust to. You don't normally play basketball at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Not on a Monday afternoon.
Well, not any afternoon, really. You're training normally in the mornings to get ready to play games at night. Occasionally, you'll have like a noon game, which is a little bit easier. It's like a shoot-around. But these mid-afternoon games, a lot of these players are used to having their body clock shut off at this point. This is when they're resting, so you have to adjust to it. Even more so for the Jets. They played less than 22 hours ago.
Tuatara by 3, midway through the second. Basket's hard to come by. Najdawi passes up on a 3. Probably not a bad decision based on a few misses so far. Here's Bohannon, corner. That has to get rushed up and in. Pave Momosia.
It's always better to be lucky than good at the late of the shot clock, and Pefmo Musia had certainly proved it there.
Back cut, Johnson hands it off to Lowe. Lowe over the top of Bohannon. I reckon from Coach Natu's response then to Pefmo Musia, felt like it was all part of the plan. Here's another long-range bomb from the corner. Temera on this occasion comes up short. Here's the replay.
What a quick release by Musia there. Excellent awareness by him to get it off in time. And on that following possession, we see the Tuatara bigs battle each other for the rebound, forcing it out of bounds.
And you know what, Case? In games like this, they're the sort of baskets that can come back and be game winners.
Most definitely. It looks like this one's going to be a little bit closer than we thought coming through.
Schneider. Lowe. Bohannon right there with him, knocks it out of his hands. Lowe gets it back.
Bohannon quick hands.
Shot clock at 10. Schneider floats it up. That's well short, and there's another one of those easy rebounds for Bohannon.
He had to throw that one back. Rob Lowe did the work. Bohannon stayed with Schneider. That's an easy kick to a three-point shooter behind you.
I reckon Aaron Young on the sideline saying the same thing. Crawford back into the game now. That's a tough shot over the top of Lowe. Farrenson, great finish, Tucky Farrenson.
Well, just really utilizing his athleticism and strength on that drive, straight to the cup, not to be denied, and a difficult shot. It showed off a lot of touch off the glass.
Really maturing as a player, isn't he?
Definitely. He's a guy I'm watching to get a chance with an NBL club in Australia really soon.
Najdawi, maybe this time, yes, Zane Najdawi. He's had a few looks.
What are we going with here? 5th time's the charm off the top of my head?
It's about that.
Well, it says only 0 for 3, so 1 for 3 now, apparently.
Farrenson passes up a long look. Tough pass inside from Russo Nance. I'm not sure Rob Lowe would have picked that up. In the end, it came off a foot.
Well, both teams have been really looking for the bigs, wrapping around multiple defenders on the bounce passes. And when you're passing the guys who are up there right around 7 foot, you want to pass the ball high, not down by the ankles.
Jets sorting themselves out defensively here. Oh, off the back, Schneider gets it to the corner. Russo Nance for 3.
Lovely delivery by Schneider right in the shooting pocket. And maybe that's the spark Dante Russo Nance needs to get his offense going.
Sneaky play there from Silas Schneider. Bohannon down low. Mismatch inside. Temera over the top. Look at Johnson come through.
He is looking for, oh!
And Bohannon, foul in the end is the call.
Oh my, I didn't see the body low.
A few people dressed up in the crowd giving us away.
3rd personal foul on John Bohannon. Excellent hustle by him to get back into the play and contest. Looked like he had a clean block, but after the cleanliness up high, apparently a bit of body down low.
I forgot that there was a promotion today from the Tuatara that it was a dress-up day to celebrate the Queen's birthday. That last shot into the crowd, I thought, hang on, what's going on here? Have I missed something?
That's just normal Monday on the shore.
Sure it is.
That's what we're doing.
That's how we roll. 3-point margin now. Back the other way. Now it's 4. So a little bit of a mini run here. The Jets were out by 3. The Tuatara now out by 4. As Bohannon takes a break.
Disappointed with that 3rd personal foul. The Jets' makeup certainly changes when he hits the bench. They have to get much faster. They don't have that interior presence anymore.
Corner 3. Off the hand of Salmon. Now the home team looks to extend. Here's Johnson. There's Darwi in front of him. Bodies going. Big Johnson going up.
Man, he is just so patient on the block. Good use of footwork, getting right in. Najdawi tries the body up, but it just does not matter against the size and skill of Johnson.
Well, how do you stop it, Case?
We got a body up earlier. You can't have him, if he gets that catch on the block, he's going to be able to get to the cup in one dribble. Have to force him further out It's a win if he goes to that fadeaway. It's a loss if he's dunking on you.
A couple of steals either way there comes to the hand of Russo Nansen right now. This is a run that the Jets need to have a chat about. 90 seconds out from half-time, and the home team has put the foot down.
And if you're just tuning in, you might say, oh, those look like a couple of lucky possessions, but that luck is being created by hustle and hard work on the defensive end, putting themselves in position to complete plays on the broken play. They're creating that with their effort. Here we see the previous play by Johnson. What a powerful spin move. He's taken 4 or 5 dribbles, and we go away for it before we got smashed on Zudawe, so Zudawe will be pleased with that. But Chris Johnson can't have 5 dribbles in the post. Somebody has to come at. And as a defender, if you force him 2-3 steps off the block, that completely changes his offensive game plan.
So they're out by 8 now. That mini run has become a bigger run. In fact, it's a 9-point run now for the Tuatara. There's the Jets. A little bit of work to do. They certainly don't want this getting out any further before they head into the rooms and have a chat.
Well, it does look just a bit like the scales have tilted towards the Tuatara. A solid timeout with just 1:34 left in the half. The Jets can lock down here and get a couple of buckets and a couple of stops. They're still right about where they want to be. But if in this last 3 possessions or so the Tuatara have, they're successful on all of them, it'll be a very different mindset at halftime for both teams.
And not surprisingly, in this quarter, Chris Johnson and Rob Lowe both starting to get amongst it. Chris Johnson just with the 3 blocks at the moment. Oh, I've got a feeling there should be a couple more, Casey, but anyway, here's Crawford. Cooper gets it back from Temida. They need this. It won't drop. Chris Johnson with rebound number 8.
I'd like to see a bit more aggression on the rim. Settling for the jump shot from the last few possessions.
Farrington, tough basket underneath. Johnson has it just taken away by Temida there.
Look at all the hustle by the Tuatara to retain possession though. Shot clock down to 7.
He likes this matchup, Johnson on Najdawi, gets around into the corner. Nearly dropped that flat shot.
Not a tough shot for him, but a much more difficult one than the dunk. Nice job by Zane Najdawi there. That's a trouble.
Not sure who Robert Crawford was blaming then in the end. He pointed to someone.
Well, he's blaming the spacing. He's got 2 Jets players in the same exact spot, which means there's 2 Jets defenders. One of them has to step out and make himself a passing option. When that doesn't happen, he's stuck, nowhere to go. But he still should stay on his feet.
Well, that was the end result, a turnover. Underneath Chris Johnson, that's bread and butter.
Jawe gave him his easiest bucket in a while. Just lost track of him as he slithered along the baseline.
That lead at 10. Look at Russo Nance all over Cooper. Temida can't put it away. And right now, this is a basket that the Jets would not want to give up heading into the half. Russo Nance, he's off to the Racine line for a couple here.
Well, not ideal to foul that late in the clock. And the Jets got to be feeling a bit of this pressure as the Tuatara have extended this lead to double digits with just 2 seconds left in the quarter.
Chris Johnson, 9 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks.
He's just a multiple of 3s, man, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. 3 offensive rebounds too, by the way. So you're
only scores, only get stats and things that can be cubed.
2 assists.
Oh, well. Pass the ball. Had to ruin it, didn't you?
He has been the barometer in this second quarter, though, hasn't he?
He certainly has. If he's going to get a little bit of space, I mean, that's all she wrote for most opponents. He's that talented, and he starts opening things up for everyone else.
Russo Nance makes the second. It's an 11-point margin. Late shot to finish off the half is a miss. And it belongs to the home team. Such an arm wrestle in this opening half on Queen's birthday Monday. A tough one early. but the Tuatara have just got themselves out to a handy little 11-point edge. Tucky Farrenson is courtside. He's going to catch up with Casey Taylor. We'll head down there now.
And I am here with Tucky Farrenson. More of a slugfest in the first half than could be expected. What do you think it was from the Jets that you guys found it difficult to score?
I mean, the way they play, they get up and down quick. We knew it coming in, but we're just trying to stay with them and try to control the tempo a little bit more. That was our talk before the game, was just about controlling tempo and just getting boards, making sure they can't crash like that.
Yep. Thank you. Welcome back to the Cells NBL Monday afternoon action. Queen's birthday round 6 proudly presented by GJ Gardner Homes. Tuatara lead this one over the Jets by 11, but it's been anything but convincing.
Yeah, it was a bit of a slugfest. The pace really favoring the Jets, slowing down in the half court. Dante Russo-Nance, despite not looking entirely comfortable, led the scoring with 10 points because of a late flurry there.
I was a little bit surprised actually because he did struggle early to get shots or to hit shots, but he's finished off strong. Let's have a look at the rebounds. I think you're going to see some fairly familiar names. Bohannon with 8, Johnson with 9, and Chris Johnson really the barometer, as we said, in that second quarter, especially in the back end of that second quarter.
Yeah, he's doing everything for the Tuatara. His efforts on the defensive end are one of the reasons they are where they're at, but also the way the Tuatara are passing the basketball has been fantastic. I love the unselfishness from the entirety of the team. The Jets, a lot of one-on-one. That's where you see a few less assists over on that side.
We'll keep flicking through the assists here. Chris Johnson, 3 blocks. We've got him down for,
I demand a recount.
I think we've got him down for about 5, but that's okay. He averages 3 a game, so he's done his bit there. And Russo-Nance, as you said, some late baskets, and that coming off the back of some really good defense for the young Tuatara guard. So half-time, the home team lead this one by 11. The Jets have been good. Certainly a big battle at the moment. Don't go away. All dressed up, enjoying the basketball this afternoon. Second half coming up. Stick with us.
Thanks once again to our premier sponsors of the Cells NBL. Really presented by GJ Gardner Homes, Cells pizzerias throughout the country. Anywhere you go, whether it's down in Parson Walls or any of our locations with a in-Cells. You'll be able to score yourself some great deals at any participating pizzeria.
Final game in a busy round 6 in the Cells NBL. Monday afternoon action live on Sky Sport. Hope you're enjoying it. The Tuatara leading this one. It's a real arm wrestle. They're out by 11 over the Jets. All dressed up and having fun in the crowd today. The fans are out in force, as they have been all season in the Cells NBL, and the action is going to continue in the near future with the Taihi Basketball Aotearoa, with thanks to GJ Gardner Homes, and every game live on Sky Sport from June 29. And one of the stars of the Northern Kahu is set to be Tara Reid, and she joins Casey Frank.
And I am here, Tara. Exciting to have you back in New Zealand. Can you tell us a little bit about how your college career took a little bit of a detour last year to Southern California?
Yeah, I just finished graduating and stuff. It was such a good experience, but I'm so glad to be home, back playing on home soil, and excited for the season to start.
That's certainly something we want to talk about. The Women's League is starting up. What an opportunity for fans around New Zealand to see some of the best women basketball players in New Zealand. Can you tell us a little bit about what this means to you and your career?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, being away from home for so long and getting the opportunity to play in front of my family, all around the country. So it's so exciting, and, just happy that, the women's side has progressed and, doing so well so far.
Can you tell us when we can start expecting to see that on our screens at Sky TV? So when are you guys going to start playing them games?
Yeah, of course. Come check us out. Come watch them games. Season starts July 1st. So, yeah, come check us out.
That sounds great. I'll definitely be watching from the sidelines. Appreciate your time, Sarah.
Good on you, Casey, there with Tara Reid, one of the stars of the Northern Kahu. Their season starts on July 1. The full season starts on June 29. 5 teams up and down the country doing battle. Pay parity. It's a brand new league. Looking forward to it. Taihi Basketball Aotearoa. Some cells being delivered. We love our cells. And that young man there's just picked himself up a nice slice of pepperoni.
Look at the little young Virginia fan it looked like out there. Some good solid pizza game. Where's our Sal's pizza, Justin?
I know, we need some. What's going on? We expect a Sal's delivery in the commentary position. Justin Nelson, Casey Frank with you. Well, the Tuatara have it by 11. What do the Jets need to do here, Casey?
Well, continue to muddle up. Look, they've already changed the starting lineup just a bit, bringing in McClellan off the bench, but they need to keep playing physical, muck it up, make things difficult for Auckland. Make no mistake about it, the Tuatara are the more talented team, but they're playing down to the level of the Jets right now.
Rob Lowe gets the opening basket. They definitely have made some changes. Klein Salmon with the ball, Tyrone McLennan out there as well. So we'll see if this works for the visiting Jets. Najdawi strong over Johnson, who just ends up reaching in the end.
Yeah, not sure there was contact on the arms. Might have been with the body. To me, it looked like Najdawi created, a lot of that contact, but not so to Ryan Jones and Chris Johnson. We'll have to recover.
Well, what do you make of those changes? So clearly, Paif Momosia sitting to start this second half. Your thoughts?
Well, that would have something to do, I believe, with pace. It's tough. He played well in that first half, and he's not in foul trouble, so it is a little bit surprising. But just looking for a little bit of energy, which the Jets certainly didn't have down the stretch.
And maybe it's there. This is going to be a tough one for McLennan, though, as Rob Lowe gets in the way. Schneider. Under pressure from Crawford. Farronson now. Johnson wants it. He gets it. He dumps it off. And Russo Nance misses. Another little tiggy touch foul underneath.
Well, you kind of get caught occasionally when that air ball rebound gets collected. Rob Lowe's done a nice job on 2 of those so far, but you can be surprised when the ball gets delivered that quickly. But you don't want to foul there. You're not even looking at making a shot.
Well, that's a bad turnover for the home team. Schneider was still out of bounds when he received the pass back. We should say Klein Salmon did start this game, so the change has been McLennan,
who we hadn't seen prior to this. And
well, McLennan actually kept dribbling, then he thought he still had the ball.
Oh, good steal. Zhawe.
Here's Crawford for 3, and he makes it, Robert Crawford.
Well, I love that change from from defense to offense, that quick transition open.
How many turnovers have we seen in the last 90 seconds?
A lot.
Count them up. Farronson, he'll fire away from deep. Comes up just short, loose ball again.
Rob Lowe again on the glass.
Johnson for three now, and he makes it.
Dawe with the late challenge, but with the length of Johnson, he barely notices and drains the triple, doing it from all aspects of the court.
That lead at 12. Crawford, some space. Nice pass into Najdawi. Great defense, Rob Lowe. Loose ball, Johnson keeps it in. Well done. The big fellas have come to play at the start of this second half. Russo Nance, around one, around two, and in.
Oh, that's an important conversion there by the Tuatara. The Jets slow getting back. Had they been able to force another miss, would have rise to confidence, but now starting to roll for the Auckland squad.
Crawford.
Rob Lowe controlling the glass here in the third quarter.
Goes long. Schneider heavily met by McLennan. And Schneider will head off to the Racine line.
Looked like Siler Schneider made that a bit harder for him than he really needed to. Going for the dipsy-do with the reverse. Ended up sitting down in the standard. Good thing it's padded.
That last basket from Dante Russo Nance. Off the wing, Casey, beat two players in the end, but just the maturity for such a young man to make those decisions on the fly. Gee, it's exciting for Kiwi basketball.
He's a really intelligent, skilled young player. You know, he's got a bright future ahead of himself. Certainly going to be a professional at some point, but I guess it's up to him if that's sooner rather than later. And when I say professional, I mean a full-time professional, as he's still in high school. He's got the choice to go to the university college system, as well as possibly try and ply his trade full-time. Options galore.
And they will only be increasing, of course, every game here in the Sales NBL, live through ESPN across the states.
There's a lot of opportunity for young Kiwi hoopers to get noticed. And Dante Russo-Nance should be at the top of a lot of those lists with his skill set. He is so driven and so well talented. Oh, it's Bohannon. Throws up the awkward shot, but fouled underneath.
And that foul is against the young man we've been talking about, Dante Russo-Nance.
I believe Dan Fotu will check in for Schneider now.
Plays in the Cells NBL every weekend. And back in the books on I was going to say on a Monday, but a Tuesday.
Not today.
Here's Bohannon.
Everybody's pumped up for the school holiday, with the exception of some of the parents.
Rolls the second one in. How were your young Chargers this morning?
They're great.
Up early?
And now I know why they call it a long weekend.
Johnson. Najdawi in front of him. He likes this matchup. Chris Johnson gets to that corner. He loves that spot. Draws the foul.
His footwork from there, I mean, he goes from the free throw line down to the short corner with one dribble. And with that footwork creates such massive amounts of space that Najdawi has to put so much effort in challenging that it ends up being physical contact and a foul.
Here's Johnson. Makes the first. He's a 91% free throw shooter this season.
So I guess you got nothing to be angry about there.
Nothing to be angry about. Second one, ooh, right on cue.
Combinator's curse, always there, always there.
Back into the 80s. Crawford, Bohannon, Najdawi, the three imports all getting a hand on it this time round. Najdawi with the three. Crawford keeps it alive. Jets need a score here. They have to respond. Can Crawford do it over the hand of Farronson? Yes, he can.
Wow, difficult shot. Crawford showing some excellent shot-making ability, but back quickly. Chris Johnson can't get it. Expecting the contact, I think, there.
Not sure what was going on. He got up a little bit gingerly as well, but he's back in action now. Tell you, that ring copped a beating.
Did its job.
McLennan. Well, that's an easy block in the end for Chris Johnson, who just shakes his head and says, no, you're not going there, son. Here's Rob Lowe back the other way.
Well, missed opportunity, 3-on-1 break. I'd like to see a convert on the layup instead. Hit the trailer for a point opportunity. Contested.
Crawford. Najdawi, they move the ball around, ends up with Bahanan. He has the Tuatara number 5 in front of him, dumps it off to a cutting Najdawi. Rob Lowe gets up and slaps it away.
Excellent vision there by Lowe. Ooh, McClellan with the block.
And there's some fans in the crowd. They're up and about. They like what they see. It's a block party this afternoon here on the North Shore. We'll have a timeout. And the home team, Tuatara, have it by 12. And once again, we slip back into what we've seen so much of today. It's just hard to score.
It's really, really choppy in the half court. Struggling to get around these defenses that up to this point aren't really respecting the three-point shot. Tuatara have done a bit more work in the second half. They're up to 5 for 10 from 3 after making their first 3 of the quarter. Oh, sorry, that's free throws. They're up to 4 for 16 are the Tuatara, and 5 for 21 for the Jets. So with that lack of perimeter shooting, the defense is just packing the paint, making things tough for these bigs to finish around the rim and for these guards to find driving lanes.
And we see Paith Mormasia step back onto the floor now. Started the second half on the bench for the Jets. And maybe some lessons, maybe an injury, we're not sure. But he's back out there, which is a good sign.
Well, there was some energy brought in by McClellan, but there was also a few turnovers at the same time. So Coach Natu Tafale probably hopeful that Paith Mormasia will bring back a little bit of settledness to the offense.
Low, that was a tough pass to Johnson. 4-2 out there. Farronson from the corner. Can't complete, and back come the Jets. We know they can score quickly. We saw it in the last quarter against the Bulls. They need something here. Temera, good for 20 points a game this season. Has it in his hand now. Turn around, step back. Jumper's a miss. There's an offensive foul. Yep, that's a bit of an easy one to pick up.
Sold ever so slightly by Dan Fotu, but that was a hefty forearm coming up his way. As you see it, quick offensive rebound, and he just lifts that up, slams the shoulder in. Nice job positioning himself defensively by Fotu to take it in the chest.
Just looking at Shane Temera today, just the 3 points, 1 of 9 shooting. Hasn't been his afternoon. As I said, he's normally good for 20 a game.
Yeah, I think we talked him up too much. He talked that jumper in the pregame, and it apparently got left in South Auckland.
Here's Farronson over Bohannon. Gets his own rebound. Big stuff from the young man. And good enough to go to the Racine line for a couple of shots.
That's going to be foul number 4 on John Bohannon, as the aggression on the rim of Taki Farronson is rewarded. Doesn't get the first one, but you see he has no fear of the shot blocker. He goes, he makes contact to the body, gets the shot off. But what's impressive was that quick second jump. That is a really quick leap to retain possession and get another opportunity.
And I think that's what disappointed Coach Tafale there. Of course, Bohannon now sitting with 4 fouls, but leading rebounder in the competition. And Taki Farronson straight up just out-rebounded him.
They did. It's not an easy play for a big to challenge, turn, secure at the same time. You normally need a bit of help on the box out after you've challenged. But with his length and his skill set, that's a play that if you want to win this game, you just have to find a way to come up with.
It's Cooper. This would be handy. Just what the Jets needed.
Tukaha Cooper shows a Nice drop step there, and the soft touch with the floater in the mid-range.
That lead at 12. 4-2, low with some space. Swings it back out, Iuli!
Well, the vision of Rob kicking from the short corner all the way to the weak side. Iuli just waiting on it. Drops one as the three-point percentage ticks up for the Tuatara.
Temera.
Oh, not his night.
Long pass, Johnson to Lowe, the Twin Towers combine.
Well, Chris Johnson, every rebound is looking for that quick outlet. And Rob Lowe challenged the jump shot and found himself a free 2 points on the break thanks to the delivery.
The big fellas combining for the Tuatara. There's the travel, yeah. 17-point margin now.
You can see the thinking on the drivers of the Jets. And here we see the fast break dunk. Rob Lowe showing off those Air White guys.
It just feels like nothing's come easy today, Casey, but the next 13 minutes, this game could start to blow out.
It looks like the Tuatara have figured out the answers to the test, and now they're just starting to fill them in.
There's 4-2. Back to his right, wears the contact well, holds his feet, and he's off to the line as well.
Dan Fotu has been looking for that foul call on a number of drives this evening, yet to score in today's game. It's a bit of a surprise for him, but I said earlier in the first half, I like the way he's getting himself involved. He's got 3 assists, he's got 3 rebounds. He's done a nice job of finding other ways to affect the outcome of the ball game.
And the young man just finding his feet and his way as a professional basketballer as well. He's signed for the Sky Sport Breakers for the upcoming ANBL season. And no doubt there's going to be plenty of lessons for him in that competition as well.
Yeah, I think he's going to certainly succeed at that next level. I love his frame. I love his mindset and his work ethic. He's a bit of a tweener. He's got that inside game, but also a desire to play that 3 spot.
Here he is again.
Well, just collecting fouls like they're souvenirs on a beach trip.
And that's a pretty apt description on a holiday Monday. Hello to anyone with their, I don't know, pop-up TV somewhere, maybe sitting beachside at the moment.
I hope there's some place you can enjoy the beach in New Zealand, because right now in Auckland, you'd only be enjoying the water coming down from up top.
4-2 makes the first from the Racine line. That lead is very quickly
Stretching.
Jumped up to 19.
It's getting loose.
It
Do a little bit of stretching and seeing how far you can take it.
Bit of a comedy of errors there in the end between Rob Lowe and Dan Fortu. In fact, sorry, Nick Barrow it is.
It is difficult for like, the Tuatara are, you know, they're a championship threat in this competition, and the Jets have just pulled them straight down into the muck today.
Momosia. Cooper. Hands it off. Najdawi underneath. Up and in.
Much easier when you don't have a 7-foot beast on you one-on-one. Nice spin move and footwork to get the space.
Iuli gets it back from Barrow and makes it the young man.
Back-to-back triples for Braden Iuli, showing that range and trying to earn himself a bit more playing time as the lead stretches out to 20.
Temera gets Johnson way off the floor. Does he get the roll? He does.
He gets a little shooter's bounce. Must have used up all the shooting bounce on that one today because the other ones haven't been so kind. Dan Fotu asked for a sub. He's looking a little fatigued.
You know, when you get Chris Johnson off the floor, there's a great basket. Russo Nance on an up fake. You seriously get him off the floor.
Yeah, he is. He's going for the eyebrows, and he's putting your head in check with those knees flying through the air. How about that finish by Russo Nance? Just really cleverly paced off the glass, taking the contact and shielding the ball so well with his body, taking out the shot blocking ability of the opponents. Just a really mature game for a young player.
Well, he's up to 14 in the game. There's our king and queen today, enjoying it sideline on Queen's birthday.
Regal. What a regal crew.
Yeah, Russo Nance's up to 14 points, and it was a slow start for him, but he's on a bit of a tear at the moment. Najdawi, up and over. Wasn't too far away. He's going to get the putback in the end. Mark that one down to Zain Najdawi.
Oh, run by Barrow.
And he finishes.
Najdawi somehow gets plugged with that defensive assignment. If you're making the layup on one end, can you get some help from your teammates on the fast break? But Najdawi, the effort is there. Yeoman-like on the glass today, rewarded with the effort previously, but needs some help from the teammates in trans.
Here he is, Najdawi. Thought there may have been a foul. Dying seconds.
Had a chance there for a quick one, but the Tuatara will slow it down, take close to the last shot of the quarter.
And it's about 4 seconds inside the shot clock to the game clock. Here's Chris Johnson. He's not going to wait around. And not happy with the attention from Zain Najdawi there.
There's got to be some kind of foul there.
Well, Chris Johnson, in the end, has just walked away. Young Tukaha Cooper wants to have a chat. He's probably best advised just to clear out and leave that one alone, I think. Is it? Or is it Salmon? Might be Salmon. We'll see if we can get another look at this.
There was a Salmon, there was a Tukaha, but Chris Johnson has had his fill of little shots after the whistle. The refs are going to talk about it now. I believe there's going to be some type of foul on Chris Johnson because he did extend the arm to shed Najdawi. Not sure if we have a replay of the extracurricular activity, and we don't. We missed that one, but on the drive, Johnson obviously fouled, and when he came down, it was Najdawi. A little bit of extra contact afterwards that Chris Johnson then gave him a gentlemanly shove to the ground to say, give me a bit of space, mate. And now we're just waiting for the translation of that activity from the officiating crew.
I don't mind seeing some of the young Jets, step up. Nathaniel Salmon wanted to get in there and have a word to Chris Johnson, but at the same time, we're talking about a 71-game NBA
unsportsmanlike foul on Chris Johnson. So it'll be 2 shots and the ball after Chris Johnson's 2 shots. Well, it's been called twice.
So here it is. We're going to see this. That might be the play before.
That was the fast break before. There's a bit of confusion for the officiating crew because the officials have called 2 unsportsmanlike fouls on Chris Johnson.
Yeah, we can assure you that it will only be 1. Chris Johnson's happy in the end. And he's off to the line for that first foul, Casey, that was called.
So he'll get 2 free throws, and then 2 free throws for the Jets, and then it will be Jets ball on the sideline in their front court. Chris Johnson up 20 and in the quarter with the frustration levels. If I'm Aaron Young, I might just go ahead and put him on ice. He looks like he's had his fill of this basketball game.
He's had a wonderful season so far. Really taking off from where he was last season. Another double-double, 6 double-doubles in 8 games.
Only 6.
I'd be happy with that. You're a hard marker.
I am for him. Look at that dude.
And he does take a break.
For me, Chris Johnson was the MVP last year. I had a vote. I used it on Chris Johnson. I thought his impact was the most impactful of all the players in the competition. And we saw what happened to last season. The Tuatara were, of course, the Slag Dogs, the Huskies that were pulling up north. But the Huskies in the finals didn't have Chris Johnson, and it severely affected them. They went from a team that had a chance to win it to a team that didn't. And this year, they're happy to have him back, and they've completed the roster around him to a higher degree, and we're seeing the results on the court.
15 points, 12 rebounds, 4 blocks today for Chris Johnson. Heading down to 3/4 time, the Jets maybe with a late basket here through Najdawi. Has Schneider and Farrington to beat. And the defense come up with the goods. So 3/4 time, the home team push out to a 21-point lead. And they look like they've got this one in the bag. 61-40. Let's take a quick break. Last quarter coming up.
says he's going to have a crack here and a half-court shot. Who wins? You win as well. That's the buzzer either way. We're going to have to count them down though, folks. Let's count them down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go!
Welcome back to some Monday afternoon action in the NZNBL, proudly presented by GJ Gardner Homes. Third quarter won by the Tuatara 27-17. They're out by 21. Casey Frank.
Well, they're taking control in that third quarter. They really stretched things out with a 27-17 finish. And it was just, they finally started taking care of business. They forced a few extra turnovers. They regained the lead in the possession battle. And really, they were just attacking in transition. The easy passes leading to easy buckets.
Both teams have 54 shots apiece in this game as Crawford is fouled. The big difference, of course, and scoring's been hard to come by. Tuatara going at 40% clip. The Jets at just 27%.
Yeah, it's tough. That 27% is equal to 15 of 54. That is a bit of a struggle. And, you know, it has to do with the defensive efforts of the Tuatara. They're physical. They contest shooters, but on the interior, there is not a lot of airspace. In particular, when you got Rob Lowe and Chris Johnson out there, it is difficult to find some free space to finish around the paint.
Looking ahead to round 7, guess who the Jets play next week?
Oh, that's exciting. Jets. Let me guess. Tough team. They've just played this one. That one. Shall we go with the Giants?
Let's go with the Tuatara.
Again.
That's who they've got next week.
Not back to back.
Here's a fantastic finish from Ruben Fitzgerald onto the court for a run.
He's been coming on and really contributing in limited minutes.
Big basket from young Luca Richards.
He's got some good size, the young fella, and shows a soft touch there. Oh, unfortunate foul being called on Nathaniel Salmon there.
On the other hand, for the Tuatara next week, well, they've got the Jets on Sunday. We've just mentioned that game. But Friday night, they're taking on the Airs.
That'll be interesting. Taranaki vastly improved. Tough loss against the Saints team that just shot the heck out of the basketball. You were able to call, and I'm sure that was an enjoyable one with the highlight reel talent that was on display.
Yeah. A lot of great plays in that game last night. The Saints getting up for their second win of the season. They're 2-5 on the season now.
Oh, good move. Until the shot.
And their next assignment is Saturday night, live on Sky, live on Prime. They take on the Sharks. Both teams at 2-5.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Schneider. Great finish at the basket.
Yeah, strong finish going through. But that game next week, that'll give the winner of that one has a realistic shot to make the 6, and the loser has a much tougher road, if not unrealistic entirely.
Well, we think 9 wins will get a finals, but Schneider again.
Too easy. Just rolling down Front Street, right in front of everybody, straight to the cup. And you can see how vastly important John Bohannon is to this squad with his ability to protect the rim and challenge shooters when he's sitting on the bench. That is looking like Main Street at Disneyland. Everybody wants to go have a look.
Here is Silas Schneider. rolls it in for the bonus. 9 wins, is that going to get you into the 6?
I think it's got a chance. 10 for sure. I think 10, there's no doubt. And 9, I think if you're sitting on 9, that's when the count back's going to come in. I think more than one team finishes 500. And I think that's going to be where how many points you beat teams by, as we see Crawford get fouled by Schneider. How you beat teams, the count back, that's where that's really going to come into play.
And I do like the finals system in season 2022. Not only a final 6, but some real reward if you finish in the top 2, straight through to the semi-finals. And for teams 3 down to 6, it's almost like a play-in scenario, 3v6, 4v5. And if you do finish 3 to 6, to go all the way, you're going to win 3 games in a row in quick succession. That's going to be tough.
That is going to be tough. It's not the easiest thing to do, most definitely. But you know, sometimes when you finish at the bottom, as Crawford misses that last one, and you get those couple of games in a row, you sound a little bit of momentum, and you can just avoid and ignore all that fatigue.
24-point margin here. Top of the table, Tuatara headed for victory number 7. Quick hands there by Robert Crawford.
Robert Crawford is talented defensively. His frame, I had this conversation with Moles on air yesterday, but he reminds me of Stacey Augmon, the Plastic Man, with his frame. That is, he's got the number 2 as well. So he's got the same number, but it's those long arms,
Might
those
be
strong
something
shoulders.
in there.
Well, it could be. It could be.
Timeout here. Just under 8 minutes to play in the NZNBL to finish off round 6. Now, speaking of round 6, it has been a round of swings and roundabouts. Mind you, it's going to take a pretty big swing from here for the Jets to get up. But we go back to last Thursday night, Casey. The Sharks led the Giants by 12 points at the half. The Giants got up by 6.
Well, the turnarounds have been instant in second halves, and you saw that halftime game, it looked one way. And if you saw that second half, it looked like 2 completely different teams playing. What a job to find that down deep on the road by the Giants.
Friday night, the Saints led by 9 points late in the game and lost by 7, a 16-point turnaround. Rams got it 90-83.
Huge win for the Rams, and for me, that one was really stamped on by the point guard play of Taylor Britt and the guard play of Sunday Dench. I think they outplayed the guards for the Wellington Saints, and that was the difference in the possession game down the stretch. When the Saints needed buckets, they weren't quite sure how to facilitate them, and the Rams took advantage. Tuatara
got the Hawks by 11 on Saturday. What were your thoughts on that one? You saw that one.
Chris Johnson block party. It was phenomenal. Rob Lowe in the second half really played well, was tough to contain, and to me it was Daron Arokawa, foul trouble in the first half. That enabled the Tuatara to find a little bit of space and really take control.
Here's Rob Lowe on the restart. Giants were down by 8 at the half against the Nuggets, and they got up by 11 in that game. Another huge swing.
Comeback kids. You know, Tajiri McCall playing his last game for the Nuggets before he chases that NBA dream. Would have thought that some of his fellows would have been fired up to get it done, but no, it was the Giants who wanted to fire it up to send them home with a loss.
Jets looking for a basket here through Crawford. Nice shot, Robert Crawford.
Well, tough finish with that hitch. And Schneider somehow gets it over the 14-foot reach of Rob Lowe.
2 games yesterday, Jets on the road. Here's a replay of that shot.
A little kick and the hitch, making it look pretty as he hits the fadeaway on the baseline.
Jets got the Bulls by 8 at the Stockyard. The Bulls in a bit of strife at the moment, Casey. They've lost their last 4.
Well, they just haven't been able to get things going on the offensive end. And everybody else's pace is just a bit too much for them. The physical play they were using so well defensively early has just become a little bit too physical as foul trouble finds them.
Speaking of foul trouble, Russo Nance will head to the Racine line. He has been a very prominent figure in this game this afternoon. And then, of course, last night, we mentioned that one a little bit earlier on, but the Airs and the Saints. Mike Smith, if you didn't pick up that game, was put in the doghouse early by Coach Guy Malloy. And as Brooke Rusco commented. He went to the penthouse thereafter because what a finish over the next 3 quarters by Mike Smith for the Saints. Had 30 in that game.
Yeah, fantastic game, and a long time coming for him. The Saints are excited. He's a great dude. It looks like he can shoot, just hasn't been able to find the range up till this one. Well, that might be the one that really gets him going.
The Jets looking for some more points to close this gap. It's out at 23 now. McIntosh. Hard drive on the basket, nowhere to go now. Momosia shuts him down, turnover on the double dribble.
Well, just a little sped up there is Chris McIntosh. He's the size and strength of Paif Momosia. I think certainly influenced that turnover.
Just returned to the country, Chris McIntosh has been overseas playing 3x3 and doing very well.
Saw him in the shootout. Hit a couple of triples as one of the premier three-point shooters. Ooh.
Shane Temeda, speaking of three-point triples.
Shows the nice touch over the edge-stretched arm of Rob Lowe there.
I like this from the Jets. They're getting up and in.
Still fighting, which is an excellent sign.
Russo Nance steps back for the jumper. Lovely shot from the young man.
Not an easy one whatsoever, with Crawford lankiness challenging it, but no effect on the young fella as he hit it.
Game high 17 points now for Russo Nance. Temeda through traffic, almost got the roll.
Surprised he was able to get it up on the rim. He not only did that, nearly got the finish.
Here is Russo Nance again. Low. Back cut, McIntosh has Russo Nance in the corner, shut down, steps back off the dribble. And it wasn't too far away. He's got all the tricks in the book.
Using the step back to excellent effect to create that space he needed on that shot there. But doesn't get a drop.
Crawford. Here's Salmon to Momosia. Temeda shut down by Lowe. Crawford now has to get busy. Goes from deep. Big three, Robert Crawford.
Yeah, starting to feel a little rhythm as the offense is well and truly being worked through his hands here in the fourth quarter. Under 20 for the first time in a bit.
Even get a pat on the back to say well done from Rob Lowe back the other way. Respect. Here is Lowe. Battling for it underneath. Is that 4-2? It is. Well, great contest first and foremost from Dan Fortu. Before that foul, you talked about his energy. Have a look at him here. He's just battling away.
Well, he's working hard. He's involving himself in the play. He's got a nose for the basketball, in particular on the glass. But it can be frustrating for a player when all that hard work feels like it's going unrewarded. Not getting it done offensively, just the 2 points on 2 for 4 from the free throw line. 0 for 6 from the field for Fortu today. I think it's going to be tough for the Tuatara to assimilate him into the offense, especially coming off the bench. You know, you've got those big guys down low. I think Dan probably a little bit more comfortable around the rim, but for his professional career, his greatest abilities probably lie out on the wing. You know, him as a three-man, I think, is a real special player. If you can just find a little bit more ball handling and get used to the decision-making processes that come with playing that position.
Lepeau onto the court for his first run. We've got a timeout, and Rob Lowe just subbed out. 12 points, 14 rebounds in the game. He's probably done enough.
Probably. Whatever else is going on for Coach Aaron Young, the foundation is those two 7-footers right there. So you just go ahead and plant those 14 feet on the bench for 4.5 with 20-point lead. We don't need any of these. Those guys are exactly spring chickens. We don't want anything happening there.
Well, Chris Johnson's played 27 minutes. Rob Lowe's played 25 minutes. Public holiday. At what point does it click over into double time?
For me, I don't think it ever does. For the players, once again, not often. Public holidays, unfortunately, don't occur in sport. They occur so you can watch sport.
Are the Tuatara a serious threat to win the thing this season? Let's look further ahead, because the final 6 is going to be played right here.
Is that? I did not know that.
Right here. On this court. I hope I haven't given anything away there. Hello.
Has that been publicized? I don't know.
It has now.
But no doubt, even without the home court advantage that will come with it, they're a premier threat. There are some questions about their youth on the perimeter. You know, they've got young guards that without a ton of experience. And because of that, as strong as their bigs are, they're not infallible, because the bigs, as good as they can be, they can't dribble it up and pass it to themselves. But certainly for me, right now, the way they've been playing, they're at the top of the list for teams that are hoping to bring home the hardware this year.
Temera inside to Salmon, gets it back now. Long three is going to be short. Surprise, surprise. Nick Barrow was locked up in a little bit of grappling, but it's gone his way. And it's actually going to be an unsportsmanlike foul, being held back by the arm.
Yeah, he had held back by the arm, and probably a fast break opportunity if he would have been able to get to it. I mean, I use the term fast break liberally with Big Nick Barrow.
I'm glad he watches these games back and has a laugh with us.
Next, my guy.
Long time servant in the Sal's NBL.
And now public servant, of course.
Yes, absolutely.
Constable Barrow.
Drops 2 from 2 from the Racine line. And he may be in for an extended run here over the last 4 minutes of this game.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I'm a little bit surprised that the Tuatara don't play him a little bit more. You know, with his ability to sort of eat minutes physically, he could certainly maintain some of those lineups with either Lowe or Johnson on the bench.
There's Dan Fortu. Well, that's the class that you talk about, Casey.
And you also see a little bit more comfortable running the 4 spot as the roll man in the pick and roll, as opposed to being the facilitator. He's very talented, and he can certainly play the 4 in this competition, but I think he needs to keep on working on that 3-man wing game.
McLennan, nowhere to go. Temera now with the mismatch, but the mismatch wins out. Chris McIntosh up quickly. Russo Nance, turn of speed, big block coming through. Looked like Ben Robertson.
You cannot get into this club. You ain't 18 yet, Dante.
Oh, wow, that was a highlight for young
Actually, I think
Ben
Dante
Robertson.
might be 18, so it worked for the line, though.
There he is there, the Jets number 4.
Excellent block, showing off that bounciness.
You reckon that one will be on repeat in the Robertson household this week in Palmy North?
I should hope so. There's nothing like a young fella getting a little burn and getting to watch it back on telly. He will not be the first or last player to do so.
McIntosh loves a triple. Robertson involved again.
Watch
up
out.
Quick. McLennan. Good basket in the end.
He's
Found
bouncy.
a way. Yep.
I'm a little disappointed he went for the finger roll. All that time he spends dunking in warm-ups. Can we see one in the actual game? All you do, like 60 layups, all dunks. You get a chance in the game, you lay it up.
McIntosh always the king of big shots in warm-up. Some hustle here. McIntosh gets it back.
Absolutely collapse on the basketball there.
Here's Iuli. Corner, Lepo. Some big minutes here for the benchies now.
Oh, good snap. Really nice footwork by Iuli there. Using a sort of modified Euro step to clear some space for the finish.
And a couple of players in this game now, Casey, who spent some time with the Bulls last year. Iuli being one of them, McLennan the other. Good to see them with another chance in the Sal's NBL.
Chances abound. If you're willing to go out there and keep playing, there is most likely a team that's happy to have you.
Well, Dan Fortu showing his class right now at this level. A couple of big baskets.
Be surprised if he's out there for too much longer, but nice to see him just get a little bit of flow and feel like the focal point of the offense, not have to worry about getting the big guys involved.
Temera answers with a triple.
Well, Fotu a little bit ginger walking around.
Yeah, just
Don't
down
like
in
the
front of
looks
us.
of that.
Yeah, that is interesting. Well picked up, Casey. We'll keep an eye on that. Lepo from the corner.
Well, if I'm Aaron Young, I'm calling a timeout. And
Yeah,
getting him out of the ball
he's
game.
definitely, he's hardly getting a jog up, is he? Yeah, something's not right there. In fact, he's off the game now. He's well back in the corner, and something's wrong with Dan Fortu. He's right back the other way, standing in the corner, waiting for a break in the game. That's why you can only see 4 Tuatara players here.
Unfortunately, he's doing something to his knee, and I don't know why the Jets haven't figured it out and doubled the basketball yet. But there's no one down there.
There's Barrow with the little hook. Now we've got to stop in the game. So Dan Fortu steps off. That's not a good sign.
Hopefully not too serious, because he certainly didn't drop to the ground in pain. But
I wonder if on that last drive, whether he's just copped a knee.
where he's grabbing it could be a knee, sort of in the tendons in the knee, but don't like it anytime a guy's grabbing a knee like that.
We'll keep an eye on that one. Hopefully it was just knee-to-knee contact at one end and he'll be okay. Here's Robertson. We'll call that a pass. Tukaha Cooper. In fact, it was Luca Richards inside.
Big fella. Luca Richards got some nice size and showing some nice hands underneath as well. I like that nose for the basketball in that play.
Dying seconds of this one. It's going to end up being a good win for the home team. McIntosh with the reverse.
Well, it was a long time coming, though. Full credit, tip of the cap to the Jets, who made it a dogfight. We're trying to get in the win as Tukaha Cooper gets fouled on the way to the hole.
Well, 15 minutes into this game, Casey.
Have they scored yet?
It was 20-17.
Exactly.
20-17.
The Jets were doing what they needed to do. I think eventually what we saw was the class of the Tuatara was able to rise to the top. But once again, full credit for the Jets for the fight.
Young Robertson spinning to the basket. And that'll just about do us. I think the Tuatara in the hands of Braden Iuli will hold this one up. These two teams will meet again next Sunday in the NZNBL. But for now, the home team too strong after a real grapple early. The points were hard to come by, but they opened it up in the second half and got home by 28. And they move on, sitting atop the NZNBL ladder and looking very, very good, the Auckland Tuatara. They're on the road next week, a big double. They take on the Airs Friday night and the Jets on Sunday. But on Queen's birthday Monday, they've got the job done. With some good signs again from their leaders. Chris Johnson, a star, 15 points, 12 rebounds, 4 blocks. Probably short a couple from the statisticians. Rob Lowe, 12 points, 14 rebounds. Dante Russo-Nance, 17 points in the game. He was electric, especially after halftime, the young man. And Silas Schneider in double digits as well with 10 points. Robert Crawford ended with 19 for the Jets. Shane Temera with 11. Rob Lowe, another double-double. He's been a star in season 22. He catches up with Casey Frank now.
And here with one of the stars of the game, and also Rob Lowe. Great to see you. Must be fun to finally be back in New Zealand and getting to play in front of the full fan, brother.
Yeah, this is the first game he's actually been to, so it's good to be here. We had a good crowd tonight. It's good atmosphere.
Messy game for you guys. You never really got going. What was it that enabled you guys to finally click and find some success offensively?
Look, we're a really good team, and you know that first half we kind of played down to our opposition, and you know we let it slip a little bit, and had a good team talk at halftime and came out and executed pretty well.
And I'm not so sure how far in the future you've looked into the schedule, but these guys get next week. How are you going to look forward to that game and having to play a team that you've struggled with? You got stuck in the mud. Will you be able to learn from that a bit?
Yeah, you know, Aaron will put together a good film session and a good week of practice here. So, you know, we'll come out. I don't know when the next game is, but it's a doubleheader. So, you know, we'll be ready for it, and hopefully it's another good weekend.
Appreciate the time, brother, and you go do some good stuff. Knuckles? Boosh. I made another one cry.
Good on you, Casey Frank. The king of the kids, no doubt about that. Speaking of kids, the Jets, a lot of young players on this roster. this season, and they continue to learn their way. Casey Frank has Dan Fortu with him. Let's check on the young star now.
Quickly on the leg, it looked like you got the cuffed the shot there. You all good?
Yeah, I mean, I'm walking now, so I feel like it's a good sign. So we'll just get it checked out after the game, and I feel like I'll be all right.
Bit of a grind out there for the Tuatara today against a team that really mucked it up. What were you guys able to finally find some success in that second half?
What we did was Aaron just came in, brought the boys in and said, we're a great team and we just got to stay at our level, and that's what we did second half and at the end there. So it's all as is doing, and we followed behind.
For yourself, I see you floating a little bit between the 4 spot, the 3 spot. How are you finding your comfort levels as you're trying to fit in with the squad? Always difficult when you come in halfway through a season.
Yeah, I'm coming halfway through. As I just said, just play defense and get some rebounds, and I'm good at that, and that just requires a motor, so I'm going to keep doing that. From 3 and 4, I've been doing that all my life, so it's just going back to the basics.
It looks like a good, strong outboard motor, brother. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Well, just the 6 points for Dan Fortu in this game today, but 9 rebounds, and 4 of those were offensive rebounds. So the signs are there as he settles into the Cells NBL. Dan Fortu, a young man on the rise. He'll soon be with the Breakers. Speaking of young men rising fast, Dante Russo-Nance is doing that. He joins Casey Frank courtside right now. Here he is.
And here with Dante. Thanks for coming over. You found a lot of success later in the game as the game went along, but you're also one of the few guys who could score in the first half. What were you able to find some success in that first half when everybody else was struggling?
I was just taking the most available looks, just trying to find what was open. If the dude was open on the corner, hitting him, just trying to get the open looks.
How is it for you going from high school games to games here at the professional level? It must be a bit of a mindset, especially you're down at that lower level. You're the man. You're shooting every single time. Everything's running through you. You got to find a different mindset in these games?
Yeah, definitely playing with the school team. My school team is like just trying to get better and just develop as a player. Like here, I have to play against older guys, so it's more moving the ball. Down there, I can get more shot looks. So you're just adjusting to both different levels.
As the season moves forward, are you looking at your role as more of a scorer on the wing, or is a lot of the job with the Tuatara just trying to be a facilitator for those big fellas downside?
It just depends on what the team needs on the night. One night I might be scoring, one night I might be facilitating, so it just depends on the night and how we're feeling as a team and what we need.
Well, tonight you were playing with some great strength on those finishes. Appreciate you giving me the time, bro.
Good on you, Casey. Catching up there with Dante Russo-Nance. 17 points in the game. Nearly game high. Robert Crawford had 19 for the Jets. But the Tuatara get this one 87-59. Let's have a quick look at the stats across the game. And it was a real struggle early for both of these teams. But in the end, the top team won out. Good spread of points. We spoke about that a moment ago. Robert Crawford needed a little bit more help. Najdawi and Bahanan, the 2 other imports for the Jets, just shared 15 points.
Well, it was always going to be a lot to ask of the Jets to play 2 games in less than 24 hours. They came out, they fought hard, but the talent and the patience of the Tuatara is what's run on the line. Look at those rebounders in Lowe and Johnson. Don Fotu, the hard work he did, grabbing 9 of those. As the season goes on, they are going to consistently win that possession game with their effort on the glass.
And as we said for 4-2, 4 of those were offensive rebounds. The assists well spread. But Lowe and Johnson, the big fellas, can also hand off the dime as well. It's fantastic to watch.
Well, they're so skilled, but they're also so unselfish. They're willing passers, which is the most important thing you can be when you're getting that kind of attention. And why not where you can affect the game on the other end like Chris Johnson and Rob Lowe can as well.
11 blocks in round 6 for Chris Johnson, and Russo-Nance with the 3 steals leading the way with the swipes this afternoon. Let's have a look ahead, shall we? Because round 7 is not too far away, believe it or not. Chris Johnson.
Just looking at the young fella there.
Yeah, I like it.
The young fella watching Dad. He's got the number 5 jersey as well.
Thursday night, we start again in the Cells NBL. Hawks and the Sharks. Sharks have a massive weekend on the road against the Hawks and the Saints. The Airs at home on Friday, taking on the Tuatara. That'll be a great matchup as well. And the Giants and the Bulls have the early one on Saturday. Saints and Sharks Saturday night. Looking forward to that one. Make sure you head to the NZNBL website for all of the games coming up in round 7. And speaking of games coming up, June 29, the Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa tips off every game live on Sky Sport with thanks to GJ Gardner-Holmes. We caught up with Tara Reid a little bit earlier on from the Northern Kahu. All of those players are on court training and preparing for the season ahead. A lot of imports set to be announced. Now, I actually believe Silas Schneider, I think that's his mum and dad.
Are they the royalty?
Yeah, I think they are. I'm pretty sure that's his mum and dad over from the States at the moment, enjoying New Zealand.
I wonder if he had that in the contract, that his parents had to sit in thrones when they came to the game.
Mind you, if it's not his mum and dad, a little bit awkward. I hope it's his mum and dad. Might just be two fans who live in Takapuna.
Maybe. And are really interested in Silas Schneider's conversation after the game.
Oh dear, that'll go down well, won't it? What have you made of round 6?
I mean, good basketball being played. It's a bit of a moving weekend. We saw the Giants move themselves all the way to the top, the Tuatara clearing some space, and we see some teams trying to claw their way in, but the middle's getting bigger.
Yeah.
Pretty soon that middle's going to get a little tighter.
Big winners for me in round 6, the Giants. And from all reports, a.k.a. Hugh Bainan, in Nelson at the moment, it is all basketball talk. Everyone is just oozing and brimming with they want the finals now.
I believe it, although I would like to check a second source on top of Hugh Bainan, because I'm pretty sure all he knows down there are basketball people. But the Nelson faithful have always gotten behind the Giants, and you know, they love nothing better than a trier. This is a team that wasn't expected to probably play to this level, but right now they're putting their hand up as a possible finals title specialist.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, look at that. All smiles here this afternoon, Casey, for the Tuatara. They've cleared out on top of the Sal's NBL table. The fans go home happy. Holiday action. They win this one by a fair margin in the end, 28 to be exact, over the Jets. Hope you've enjoyed it. On behalf of Casey, Frank, myself, all the team here, Sky Sport action, Sal's NBL. It's heating up in season 2022. We'll see you for round 7 on Thursday night.